Once upon a time, there was a wonderful old clock shop in a little town in the mountains far away, and it was filled with beautiful old clocks that ticked and talked day after day. There was an old clockmaker who owned the shop, and he and his wife took care of the clocks and repaired people's clocks. And they had so much fun talking to the people who came in, who many of them lived from very far away. But one day, the clockmaker became very ill, and he had to close his beautiful shop. He and his wife stayed at home while their clock shop was closed, and she kept care of him. And the clocks just waited. They hoped that the clockmaker and his wife would come back. But in the meantime, they sat and talked and ticked and talked, and they had wonderful conversations about their memories of the clockmaker and those who owned them before. And they waited. They thought for sure that the clockmaker would be back and come again, and the doors could open and people could come in and out and see the clockmaker working and have wonderful conversations with he and his wife. And they waited and waited until one day something very curious happened.
The old man and his wife moved away. The villagers wondered what happened to the old couple. There was no sign of them. The house was left abandoned and locked up. Many of the clocks were left in disrepair, and he loved them, and his wife loved them so much. The villagers couldn't understand what happened to all of them. Some of the things that were left behind were clocks that they loved, and they didn't understand why they had been left that way. But in the meantime, something very curious happened inside the house.
Around the corner from the clock shop sat an old trunk in a hallway. It had beautiful carving and metal latches and old wood. It belonged to the clockmaker's wife, and she hadn't used it in a long time because it was kind of hidden with things piled all around it. But inside the trunk, if you opened it, you would find that a whole family of little people had started to live inside the trunk. There were little ladies with beautiful flowered dresses, a little man with a suit, and a little piano player boy, and a gypsy man, and all kinds of little characters. They were so interesting, and they loved living in the trunk because no one knew they were there.
Hey everybody, I don't think they're coming back. We've been in this trunk a long time. You know, they used to go for a day or two or maybe a week, but they've been gone a long, long time. I think we should go into the clock shop and see what's going on. Anybody want to go? Is anybody in? Anybody want to go with me? Yeah, I'll go, yeah, let's go. Hey, what about the people that are in the sleigh? Maybe we should ask them to go. And the people in the cupboard, shouldn't they go with us? Yeah, let's go get them. I think I might have a clue as to how far they went with all of this because, you know, the clockmaker's wife used to keep all of her special jewelry with me. And the day before she left, she took everything out of me. There's nothing left. She took all of her special things with her. That might be a clue as to just if they're gone for good.
In another corner of the clockmaker's shop sat an amazing, magnificent sleigh with hand carving and paintings all the way around it. It was so beautiful. The clockmaker's wife had found it in another antique shop far away in another village, and she just loved it and decided to buy it and bring it home. And inside the beautiful sleigh, there lived a family of wonderful old dolls and animals. The sleigh was their home. They loved it because it was so comfortable. And they had a wonderful time in the sleigh, telling stories to each other and talking. But they really had wondered what happened to the clockmaker and his wife. One doll said, "I wonder what has happened to the clockmaker and his wife. We haven't seen them in such a long time."
Yeah, I know. She used to pick me up and play with me. I mean, maybe not every day, but not this long. I'm feeling kind of left out and lonely. Where is she anyway?
"Yes, I know. We haven't seen them in quite a long time. We better find out what's happened to them." One little puppet was very curious about what had happened to the couple.
Hey, everybody. I've been keeping my eyes wide open every day looking for that door to open. I don't hear anything. I don't see anything. The sun comes up, the sun goes down day after day. What's going on?
Behind the clock shop was a living quarters where the old man and woman lived. And in the corner of the dining room, there was an old wooden cabinet where the old woman had kept some of her special collection of characters and people and dolls that she wanted to keep in a special place. Little did she know that at night these characters would run around the shop, checking it out, making sure it was all right, and taking little bits and pieces back with them to the cabinet. But now they'd heard about the long absence and they'd felt it too. And they too wondered, where were they? How come they hadn't come back? And so they were ready to join the sleigh people and the trunk people and investigate the shop to see what it was all about.
The little people were so worried they decided to venture out of their safe hiding places and go look at the clocks to see what they could find.
Shh, quiet. Don't break anything. Oh, ow, I bumped my head. I told you to be careful. If you knock anything over, somebody will hear. I don't see anything in here. Me either. I don't know. Maybe this is all wrong. I don't know. We gotta be careful. If we get caught, we'll be in trouble. Shh. Oh, I hear somebody coming.
Everyone hide, hurry.
Turn off the light.
Okay, everybody hide.
We're not gonna have time to hide. Freeze, everybody.
Did you hear that? They said there's not enough time to hide. We've got to be really still. Don't move. Act like a doll. Okay.